Oh boy, so yes, you have read the video correctly. Sadly, I sold the Sony a7S3. It was a very good camera, so in this video I'm going to tell you reasons why I sold the a7S3, if I regret it, what camera did I buy now, what do I plan on doing with my career, all that good stuff. So let's just get right into it. So first thing first, for me, the Sony a7S3, it was an amazing camera. Now, it definitely was a hard choice deciding if I want to sell it or not. But at the time when I bought the a7S3, I always knew that I wanted to do video work, but I just didn't know what kind of niche that I wanted to get myself into, nor did I know what kind of video work did I want to do. So that's why I opted to look for the a7S3, which was a perfect video camera, especially for beginners and even professionals. Like, I don't really think the a7S3 is actually even like a beginner camera. I think that it could definitely be work for professional use as well. Now, the a7S3 is a great camera if you're into wedding videography, if you're into music videos. I actually filmed a lot of music videos on the a7S3, and the image out of the camera alone just looks phenomenal. So it's not a bad camera at all. You can get away with a lot of work with it. It was perfect for travel. You could take it anywhere, ease of use. It was super duper small and lightweight. It wasn't heavy or big. It wasn't a pain in the neck to rig up. It didn't break my back whenever I traveled with it. So honestly, thinking about all of this, it was definitely a hard decision in selling this camera. I didn't want to sell it. I actually wanted to keep it as a B camera. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, why didn't I just keep the a7S3 as a B camera? I was going to. But the reason why I sold it, for the simple fact that the camera that I have now is a very expensive camera. And the a7S3 costs $3,500. That's what I paid for it, brand new. But the thing for me is, I knew that I would use my A camera a lot more than my B camera. Yeah, I can use it for interviews here and there, but $3,500 for a camera that's just gonna sit in my bag and not get that much use. I'm at the point now in my career where if I'm gonna financially spend that much money on a camera, I want to be able to use it all the time. And the a7S3, I knew that that wouldn't be the case because of my A camera now, which is my main primary workhorse. I use for everything, any and every situation. I love this camera. But the a7S3, I primarily would only be using it now for social media content, traveling, Instagram reels, all that fun stuff, photography, etc. So for me to have that much money in a camera body just to sit in my bag and only use it for that, it just wasn't worth it to me. I rather took the money from the a7S3 and buy the really expensive A camera that I have now. Now let me just quickly give you the rundown on why I even bought the a7S3 and if I even should have bought it in the beginning. I don't regret buying it and only keeping it for a couple of months just to sell it, for the simple fact that when I bought the camera, I didn't really know what I wanted to get into. For the longest, I was like this. And as filmmakers, I feel like we all go through that journey where we don't really know what we want to get into. We know we want to film, but we don't know what we want to film. So for me, I actually started out with the Sony a6000, and I hated that camera. I completely hated that camera. Sony back then with the a6000 just was not a good camera. It had no audio input jack. It just, the colors were completely bad. I just do not like that camera at all, especially for video. And then I transitioned over to the Canon lineup, and then I loved Canon. I fell in love with Canon, left Canon, went to Blackmagic, left Blackmagic and went back to Sony, and that's when I bought the a7S3. Now the a7S3, I primarily did a lot of social media content with it, and I did a lot of music videos. But for me, I knew that I just didn't always want to do music videos. I didn't really enjoy doing music videos like that, for the simple fact that they're just, the artists that I was working with, there was no story behind their videos. Nowadays, music videos are just full of crazy effects, crazy transitions, crazy colors, but there's no really story behind it. I always knew I wanted to get into videography and telling stories, drawing emotion, making people cry during a scene, making people wonder what's gonna happen next. Music video just didn't give me that power, that creative freedom to do that, you know what I mean? And also, music videos is actually like the least paying gig, for me at least. Unless you get with a big budget client, like a high paying artist or a well-known artist, then they have the budget to give you. But working with local talent, local artists, they weren't really willing to pay the hefty price that my camera was worth, nor is my skills worth. Again, for the longest, I just didn't know what I wanted to do. But as I grew, my knowledge grew in learning different skill sets and grew in just filmmaking in general, I did come to a conclusion. I came to a realization that I actually enjoy documentary work. I enjoy doing short films. I enjoy shooting mini movies. I enjoy doing corporate work, commercial work, interviews, listening to someone's testimony. I enjoy filming all that stuff. And with the a7S3, I was able to do that stuff, but when it came to working with big budget clients, every time I would come on set with that camera, they would always tell me, like one time I had a client actually tell me the image was very good out of my camera, but they wanted me to come with a bigger camera, which honestly, theoretically, it just makes no sense to me. It just makes no sense on why clients would think that way, but at the end of the day, they do have the right to if they're going to be investing this much money into me and their beliefs. So I ultimately had to make a decision. What can I do to be in a better position to buy the better camera that clients are going to want? Again, I really did not want to sell the A7S3. To me, it's an amazing camera. I feel like you should definitely own one if you're thinking about it. I feel like if you have the thought of buying an A7S3, you should just go ahead and buy it because it is not going to disappoint you. I really don't even want to be a part of the mirrorless body no more. I really want to upgrade my production. I want to take my production, Creative Lab Films, to the next level. I want to hire a team. I want to work with people. I want to get bigger clients. I want to get bigger projects. I want to create movies. I want to create short films. I want to create stuff that's actually planned out, written out, takes days to shoot, weeks to shoot. I want to be a part of that stuff. I don't really want to be a part of the little music videos anymore, the little gigs here and there. I want to take it to the next level. So in order to do that, I had to upgrade to the next level. I had to upgrade to a camera that allows me to have those features that can make my workflow so much more easier. Now the A7S3 workflow was already easy, but I wanted something more smooth, something more practical, something a client can look at and be like, wow, this guy must know what he's doing. As bad as that sounds, that's just the reality of how clients think. Now for documentary work like I wanted to do, the A7S3 could definitely do it, but it did lack some features that kind of restrained me from getting full creative as I wanted to be. For instance, the audio. As you can tell in this video, I have a new microphone. I hope the audio sounds great. I have no idea. I didn't really punch the settings in. There's only like one setting on this microphone, so I didn't even touch the audio inside the camera yet, so hopefully it sounds good. But again, the big thing was professional sounding audio. When you come on set with a little shotgun mic, it sounds okay, it sounds decent. Like I said, I had the Rode Video Micro Plus. I didn't really like that audio at all. It just sounded it just didn't sound rich enough for me, you know what I mean? It didn't sound full enough. With this microphone, I hope it does sound a lot better. But the fact that the A7S3 just lacked an XLR input, which is really kind of like, clients, they wanted that. They wanted XLR input. I had a client actually ask me, do you have professional audio? Do you have XLR inputs on your camera? A7S3, I told him no. Now I could buy a top handle like the FX6 top handle or the FX3 top handle and just use that and connect it to the A7S3, but I think the top handle is like $500, and I don't know, I just didn't want to go that route. I really didn't. Like a perfect example, my clients would ask me if I had time code built in the camera, if I had SDI in and outputs, if I had a whole bunch of HDMI inputs, if I had built-in ND filters, just all this little stuff that my clients wanted, which you would think as a filmmaker they don't really know much about, but if they're gonna pay you a lot of money to film something, they kind of know the basics of what they want. Not saying they know everything specky about a camera, but apparently they know about internal ND filters. So if they know that much, and then I'm pretty sure they know about HDMI in, HDMI, SDI, time codes, all that stuff, they know it and they want it. With the A7S3, in some situations I was unable to provide that. Now the image quality on the A7S3, again, phenomenal, flawless. That wasn't lacking. But for clients, it was the body size, it was the lack of internal ND filters, just little petty stuff like that they just didn't like. So quite honestly, where do I see myself? Where do I plan on taking my brand, Creative Lab Films? Where do I plan on taking my production? I want to be the very best I can. I felt like with a mirrorless body, I was trapped into like the mirrorless realm of, you know what, as a videographer, you can only do weddings, you can only do music videos, you can only do social media content, you can only walk into a restaurant and ask them if they want some promo videos. That's all you can do. That's how I felt with a mirrorless body. Even though that's not the case, that ain't the reality, but I just wanted to I always want to evolve and elevate. I don't want to stay in the same position. I want to learn new things. I want to test my abilities. I want to get uncomfortable. I want to walk on set and be like, you know what? I do not know what I'm doing, but I'm willing to try it. I'm willing to give it my all. Now, in some situations, that cannot be the best solution because you can cost time, you can cost money, you can cost a lot of stress and aggravation that you don't want to cause. So, but I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to evolve, I'm willing to grow, and I really want to take my production to the next level. And I feel like with the upgrade that I did, I definitely do not regret it. I actually enjoy my camera, and I know you're probably wondering what camera that I buy. I'm gonna save it for the end. I don't want to spoil it right now. Not only did I sell the A7S3, I actually took that money and completely reamped my whole production. Like, I literally bought everything brand new, so this is like a fresh new start to a new beginning that I'm very, very excited for. So yeah, that is just some small reasons on why I sold the A7S III. I hope this video is not too long. I don't know if it is. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a new lens, got a new microphone, got a new tripod. That's the biggest thing. I got a new tripod. I'm gonna make a video about everything new that I got. This tripod is amazing. It looks so beautiful. I'm just staring at it right now. It looks amazing. Now I know you all are probably wondering, I purposely saved the camera reveal to the end to see who really watches my full video. So my camera A that I got is the Sony FX6. It is an amazing camera. I love this camera. I'm truly in love with it. It makes my life so much easier, my workflow so much smoother. Internal ND filters, STI in and out, all these little buttons that are on the camera that I still have no idea what they do. It's amazing, dude. Like, look at this microphone. Like, I actually have this good Sennheiser MKE 600 microphone, XLR microphone, and it's amazing. I love this camera. I'm gonna make a detailed review about it later. I just got it a couple days ago, and so I'm gonna make a detailed review about it. I'm gonna compare it to the other cameras that I use and why I like the FX6 better and why I think it is a better camera compared to the cameras that I used. I'm not going to talk about anything that I have not used, only cameras that I use. So be on the lookout for that video. It's going to come soon because, man, I've been using this camera every single day, and the image quality is amazing. And one thing I do want to add, though, for a lot of people saying that the A7S III image quality is close or kind of identical to the FX6, I beg to differ. I think the image quality is supremely different than the FX6 compared to the A7S III. I think maybe the FX3, the FX9, those kind of compare a little bit closer to the FX6, just the skin tones being a little bit different on each camera. But I think for people to say that the A7S III is kind of close in comparison with the FX6, it's just a more expensive FX6, I disagree with that. I think the image quality is completely different. But everyone has their own opinions. You can leave in the comment section below what you think. That's just my opinion from using both cameras. Without further ado, I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. My name is Delandre. I'm a videographer, cinematographer, DP based in Orlando, Florida. If you are in the area, leave in the comment section below. We can link up, make a short film, grab some coffee, get something to eat, talk, chat it up. I'm all about community, and I'm all about meeting new people. Without further ado, go out there and go create something. Abiantu, Banjuni.